My name is Tina Musselman. I am dually licensed. I'm a dietitian and I'm also a licensed counselor. And prior to being in private practice, I was a regional director of bariatric surgery for a large hospital system here outside of Chicago. And for the last 3.5 years, I've been in private practice with a couple dietitians on my team. The state of my business before I joined the coaching program was highly focused on visits. I have myself, I have two other part-time dietitians who work on a contracted basis. And I was quickly learning that I could not get to the financial place I want to be by doing only one-on-one visits. And being a big extrovert than I am, if I have to do 8 or 9 hour one-on-one visits a day, I want to bang my head against the wall. I prefer groups. I prefer to do other things with my time as well as manage the practice. So I knew I needed a broader amount of income coming in versus just insurance payments for our one-on-one visits. So that's why part of the reason actually why I joined the coaching program was to work on other areas of revenue and to grow professionally to feed the part of myself that I love, which is the extrovert, getting out into the community, giving talks, doing groups, and to work my way out of one-on-one appointments, to be honest. So why did I choose the lucrative course blueprint program? Honestly, I can't say this was a well thought out decision. I had joined one of Lesli's other programs before, and I think I attended one live course and then I didn't finish. And it had nothing to do with Lesli. It had to do with my time, blocking time out, enrolling in courses, not having the time for it. And to be honest, Lesli's emails kind of stalked my inbox. I was at a position where I felt stagnant and I knew I needed some coaching and some structure. And honestly, I do better when I'm accountable to other people. So I knew, because I paid for money things before and not followed through, I knew that I needed to set myself up for something with goals, where someone was going to follow up with me, where other people were involved to learn from others, because then I perform better. So because of that and my own feeling stagnant and stuck and having to set in boundaries so I succeed, that is why I decided to enroll in the program. So what are the biggest things I learned or took away from the lucrative blueprint course? The biggest one, and it sounds like it should be the minorest, but for me it was the biggest, was finding my niche language. And every time I enrolled in a course, whenever niching came up, because we are a general practice where we work with people with a wide range of conditions, especially because we serve many primary cares in the community, we take insurance. When niching came up, I would just melt to pieces and quit because I was always fearful that we'd exclude a big portion of our population and turn people off. And I became like mumble mouth anytime the word niching was mentioned. And yes, I've dropped out of other courses for this. So I decided to sit with that discomfort of trying to find the language for what we do. And especially being a dual dietitian and therapist, really pulling in the therapy and psychological piece to my work and to my niche language made all the difference in how we work with people. So the course helped me take 21 years as a professional and put it into concise language where we could communicate it to our patients in a very effective way, where they understand and how to use your patients and your clients' language to capture their attention. Then from there, everything just rolled very nicely once I made it through that hard part. So I never thought I could take the work we do, which for anyone who is in general practice will be like 30 different handouts, and really put it into a signature program, even though we are an insurance-based model and we bill per visit. I am able to build in a program. I am able to get people engaged into something for 90 days and committed. And my team is so grateful because they kept telling me, Tina, you have to take what's in your head and somehow convey it to us. And I have two 20-year experienced dietitians on my team. We're not novices. Between us, we have 60 years. And they're like, Tina, you got stuff in your head that we can't execute. So now I have it in formats that my entire team can use. And I have videos that are automated to go out to people. I have a Facebook group for a community of people who are interested in the work we can do. They get insider information. I share that same niche language across every single thing we do. And I rebranded my whole company. And I think that was the biggest takeaway. And then I use that and I go talk to primary cares. I used it on my health profs profile. I used it on my Google. I never had a Google business page. I have one now. So it's so much easier to brand everything and execute quickly in many different areas once you have that language. And that was the biggest gatekeeper for me. So what are some of the metrics or changes we've seen from a business operations standpoint after going through this course? And I feel like the last 6 months was laying down the foundation for this exponential growth we've experienced the past couple months. So, and I'm also going to preface by saying we're at the tip of the iceberg in terms of how much of the course we are currently applying. So the course is rich, it's deep, it has a lot of content, and I plan on also taking it to grow another revenue stream. So I'm at the tip of the iceberg of what is capable here. And I just want to preface that because I think this growth is going to be like, come talk to me in 5 years, and I think you're going to fall off your seat with how much growth we've had since then. So, but just since finishing and being in the middle of the course, so I compared my metrics from January of 24 to June of 24, and then this year, January of 25 to June of 25. So we're comparing equal months. And one of the metrics that we track is how many new assessments do we do, which reflects referrals coming in, patients finding us online, people seeing the Google profiles or, stumbling across our website, as well as referrals. So referrals are a big piece of this because we want to make sure we're retaining and holding on to clients. That's a big part of business. So in that short period of time, we've already seen a 40 increase in referrals. We've almost doubled or halved up our referrals, which is great. And the same thing, the other metric I really track is how many billed units, which is both a reflection of our new clients, but also are people keeping their commitments and following up with us, or are we losing clients left and right? Luckily, we are not losing clients left and right. I have a lot of clients I've been working with for over a year. And right now our increase in billed units per month is about 43% increase over the year prior. So it does add up to a lot. I mean, it's small incremental changes over time, but I feel like the quote from Atomic Habits where he says bamboo is just putting the roots underneath for 5 years so you can exponentially grow. So that's why I say we're at the baby infancy stages of this. And yeah, the best is yet to come, in my opinion. And then I've also added on a couple streams of revenue in terms of selling my product and the content I've created as a result of the course, and working on increasing my speaking engagement. So those numbers are yet to come, but money is starting to filter in from that stuff as well. So what do we most appreciate about working with Lesli? And I will say the time and attention she pays to everybody who shows up on the call, to be honest. It almost felt like a one-on-one coaching and not a group coaching, because you do get that personalized coaching while you're on a group call. So many times I was able to share where I was stuck, where I felt like I was growing, and speak directly with her coaching right back to me. And then also she'll do that with the other people in the group. So you'll hear what they're doing. It's not a straightforward, here's an hour and a half lecture where you don't get to participate. So that was a huge bonus that I didn't quite expect, how much individual coaching there was within a group context. And then she's a wordsmith with language. She's the one who really helped me put words to my niche and flush out how this is going to sound, how it's going to come out of my mouth. And then the other thing that I love, you're going to get a ton of PDFs. You are going to get a ton of content. I sat there every week with every handout she gave me, worked through each and every one. And I can't tell you, it works. If you sit down, if you put the time aside, if you follow the guide, it works. I've even done her signature talk. I've redone my keynote. I've used her outline. Selling and selling language is my kryptonite. I hate to come across as selling, so that's something I've had to work through in the course. But if you make the time, you do the work, you sit there with the content, you can get it done. And it was the first time I felt like I could get it done with the material I had in front of me. So it was great. So what would I tell a prospective client that may be on the fence? Don't think about it. Get out of your own head, pull the trigger, pay the money, block your schedule. It's as simple as that. Because the more you hem and haw, the less you're going to grow, the less your business is going to grow. There may be no perfect match if you're looking for something perfect, But Leslie's pretty darn close. She's very good at it. It far exceeded my expectations. And for me, I was hemming and hawing a lot because it is a financial commitment, especially as a small business owner. But it was the best investment I made probably this year, or since I even opened my business 3.5 years ago. It was the best investment I made. So just pull the trigger, get the dates, block your calendar, and plan on doing some work. That's the best advice I can give someone who's on